This isn't just a courtroom, it's a crossroads in someone's life. Andrea Vosick stands here today, 58 years old, pleading not just for freedom, but for belief. What's at stake isn't just a sentence, it's her last thread of hope to stay in society.
Your Honor, we're here in the matter of the State of Ohio versus Andrea V. Wasick. This is case 24 CR 1364. Ms. Wasick is present in court. She's accompanied by her attorney, Ms. Tomasik. We are here today with the defendant having previously entered a plea of guilty to assault on a peace officer, a felony of the 4th degree. That was back on the 18th of April. At that time, the court ordered a pre-sentence investigation along with victim impact statement. Those having been accomplished, we are here today for sentencing.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. Any reason not to go forward with sentencing?
No, Your Honor, we're prepared to proceed with sentencing.
Anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We would like to ask the court today to allow Ms. Wasick a chance to be put on community control sanctions. In speaking with Ms. Wasick and based on her pre-sentence report, it's clear that she has a lot of mental health issues, a lot of trauma in her life. Your Honor, she does go to Signature Health. She goes at least once a month to speak with somebody, and she is on medication. She indicated to me that she wants to pursue grief counseling and trauma counseling. It's something she's never done before. She said her prior trauma hasn't started coming up until later in her life. I know a lot of the trauma is linked to her being a teenager. She had a lot going on at that time, and she indicated to me it hasn't come up until as of late. She also indicated to me her housing situation has been very unstable, but she has been very communicative with me. She shows up to court, she shows up to offers conferences, so even with her housing situation, all the stress she has going on, she has been very responsible when it comes to this case. She knows she messed up and she wants to take care of it. She did indicate to me that she is on the path to getting housing, but she said will help with her mental health and help get that anger under control. She's looking to rent a home close to Perry, so she'll still be within the area. She did apply for housing in Lake and Geauga County, but she unfortunately was denied, and that's been her biggest hiccup. Your Honor, based on her mental health and her living situation, she's trying to get her life on track. She's trying to stay out of trouble. Last I spoke with her, she indicated she doesn't have much of an issue with alcohol. I do believe, though, that some of this has played into that, so I do think she would benefit from a dual diagnosis situation.
She said she hasn't been drinking over a year.
I know, Your Honor, and I know there was some concern with the new cases coming up, and I know she has a pretty lengthy criminal history, and I know that criminal history, a lot of it leads to violent tendencies. She's been on probation before. Like I said, speaking with Ms. Wasick, I do believe mental health is her biggest underlying condition. I think if she has the ability to get that under control, she'll be able to get on a path to.
What's striking in her lawyer's defense isn't just the mention of trauma. It's the quiet desperation behind every line. You can almost feel the plea. Give her structure. Give her support. But there's a shadow hanging a long, violent past that won't let go.
Stay out of trouble. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Wasick, you have the right to address the court before your sentence. You can say anything you want. Is there anything you want to say?
Good morning, Your Honor, and the court. My name is Andrea Wasick. I'm 58 years old. I'm not making any excuses. I feel terrible for my actions. I'd like to apologize to the court system and also to the officer that I victimized. I'm not making any excuses. I've struggled with my mental health. I have gone through some jail time. I've come out. I am on Social Security. That process happened 3 years ago for mental health. I have struggled to get my medication right. I've had Bell's palsy and also Stephen-Barr syndrome from medication, so it's been a long journey. It's been a struggle. When I think sometimes that the medication is working, it will affect me differently maybe later on, and then I'll experience a physical anomaly from it. I was manic at the time of the incident. I do remember prior to the actual officer coming there, I was told by the driver what had happened in between. I do know what I experienced. I had never experienced that physically ever, but I was on a medication called Caplyta at that time, and it was causing me, I had an assessment on October 30th, and I believe that the incident happened on November 11th, and I was having suicidal thoughts, and the medication was not, it was not working well with me, and I'm on a lot of medication, and sometimes, I don't know, I get, I was on Ambien, Trazodone, Vistarol for sleeping. I'm not on that medication anymore. It had caused me to do some bizarre things that I would wake up and didn't be aware of. I do know at the time I was on Caplyta that I just did an assessment on the 30th of October for approximately 3 hours with my mental health doctor, and I just stopped taking the medication because it was making me suicidal. I had suicidal tendencies, and I tried to set myself on fire, believe it or not. It didn't work out, thank God, but I was experiencing like so much of the medication. It would work for a little bit, and then, I would get, I got Stephen-Barr syndrome. I got, like I said, I'm not trying to make any excuses, but if I'm stable in my housing, my Social Security has been cut off since then. I'm doing odd jobs to try to support myself, and I applied for housing in Lake County, and I was denied in Lake County and Geauga because of this. They sent me the records from Lake County.
Andrea's words hit you hard. The die. This isn't someone playing victim. She owns up, but she's also drowning in a storm of medication, grief, and broken systems. When she says, "I put plates in the microwave and don't know why," it's not funny. It's a glimpse into chaos, and that chaos has spilled out into the world.
So I just applied for housing down the street in Perry so I could be close if possible, and to reconnect with other services like trauma services that I've talked to my counselor prior to this incident happening. And I was going to go to grief counseling at St. Anthony of Padua's, but I've never had that before. I've never had that, and I know I need it because these things are coming up from my past when I was younger, and it's affecting my life horribly now. And when I was a teenager, I had my parents and my family, and I had more of a solid support group. Everybody is gone, and it's just me. And I've tried to work out things with my counselor, and try to go do the best that I can. Go to IOP. I was going to IOP.
Your parents passed away almost 27 years ago. Your mother passed away 14 years ago.
Yes. And I just had a sister, my best friend, my closest person 2 years ago. And that trauma of that, I've never,
I'm trying to figure out how that has to do with this when it's done so long.
Well, the medication, like I said, I'm experiencing things that I've never experienced in my prior life. I have been going to...
Prior life? You had prior life?
I mean, I'm sorry, my prior... younger, when I was younger. My sister passed away 2 years ago, and I've struggled with that immensely. She had a severe mental illness also, and
Ms. Wasik, you've been committing crimes for 30 years.
Pardon me?
You've been committing crimes for 30 years.
30?
Yeah, 1995 it started. 30 years.
I was like 36 years old when I started developing. Things that I wasn't sure what was going on
You
in
were
my
28
head.
years old when you started committing crimes.
28,
30 years ago. How old are you now?
58.
All right. Yeah.
I don't remember them, but
You don't remember a lot.
I don't. I'm severely. I apologize to the courts and to the officer. Please present.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Please have mercy on me, please, and give me a chance. I could do probation. I know I can.
You've never done it. You violate every single time. You're on probation when you did this.
Yes, I was on probation for a DUI 3 years prior to that. Yes, I was, Your
Right, I mean,
Honor.
so you
Then comes the gut punch. Judge lays it all out. 30 years of violence, 15 convictions, 10 times assaulting police. The courtroom turns cold. That hope of community control starts fading fast.
say you can do it. How, you've never done it successfully.
Can you give me a chance to, please? I successfully completed a couple programs, CATS, Meal Cap, Orca House. I successfully completed those. Meal Cap twice. I know I can do this.
I don't know how you
have
know
to
you
get
can do it.
Stable on my medication and my housing, and I know I can do it. I'm even willing to do, restitution to the police department if that's needed. I will do whatever I can. Whatever. I think I've never been given a chance, and I don't know much about it. I
You've
know
never been
people-
given a chance?
No, I'm saying I've never been given a chance to be on the mental health docket. I need help to help myself. I can't do it all by myself because sometimes things get jumbled and I get too overwhelmed. And if I can bounce it off somebody else, like my counselor, at times I bounce it off of her or Eric from IOP or somebody else, then they give me insight on it, and then I can focus and think a better option or way of doing things. I've never been given the chance to be on the mental health docket. I think that would be very helpful to me. That I have to be accountable for certain things that are told that I have to do.
Here's where the whole case twists. The judge doesn't yell. He doesn't mock. He just lists facts, and they speak louder than any outburst. You realize, for all the emotional testimony, this court has heard it all before, many times, and none of it stuck. The final blow is delivered like a verdict on her life: 10 months in prison. No rehab programs. No second or 15th chance. The judge practically says, "You've burned through them all." It's tragic, not because she's innocent, but because she might have changed. I'm just too late. It's easy to sit at home and say, she got what she deserved. Maybe she did. But this case makes you wonder, what happens when someone is genuinely broken and the system runs out of faith? Can a person be too far gone for help?